going to be me giving my mediocre advice to different situations or anything that's going on in your life. I really wanted to start this segment on my channel just because I feel like it's so good. Even if you don't like my advice, and let's say you as the viewer has an opinion on a certain situation, you can go ahead and leave your opinions down in the comments, and then whoever's kind of going through it has a few different people's opinions on how to help them. So I feel like this is like a community, like getting better, you know? I don't know. But today I'm filming on my bed actually. And I'm filming on my bed because I feel like, I don't know, like if I was like talking to my friends to get advice or anything like that, like are we just gonna hang out and then talk, and like more than likely somebody will be like this is going on. Like I feel like when everybody's just kind of hanging out, like that's when everybody kind of gives advice, like with your friends. So I just wanted it to make it seem like we're very like, it's just like a very comfortable setting, if that makes sense. So there's no judgments here. Everybody who sent in different situations, I wrote them down, and I'm not going to say exactly who said what because that's not any of our business. Like, I know who sent them in, but that doesn't matter. But anyways, so I'm going to be giving my mediocre advice and kind of helping you out in any type of way. And if you as the viewer has an opinion on a certain situation, leave them in the comments down below so that whoever's going through the situation can get double the amount of help. So let's go ahead and get started. And disclaimer before, yes, okay, I do have a princess blanket, okay? I've had it since I was like 3 probably, but we're just gonna disregard it because it's the best blanket I have. And yeah, so just warning, okay? If you're Mexican, then you have to have a blanket like this. Not saying princess, but like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like the thick material ones? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, anyways, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so when I first said to do this, I was kind of amazed that the first one that I got was pretty, like, it's like a real issue. Like, it's real in these days, and it's something that really strikes a chord in my heart, and I'm gonna try to not get onto 10 different tangents, but we're gonna address it because it's a real issue nowadays. I feel so stuck at the moment. My dad just got deported, and my mom is always in constant fear of getting deported and doesn't feel like there's anything I could do about it. This situation is so real nowadays. It's so sad that this is our constant, okay, does that make sense? Like, okay, anyways, so the more advice part of this is honestly just to be strong. I can't say I've gone through this because I haven't, but it's a really real issue. It's disgusting how everything is being held nowadays, and from the bottom of my heart, I feel so sorry. I'm so sorry that you are having to go through this, that your family's having to go through this, because it's a real issue, and I don't feel like a lot of people who are on the opposite side of this and don't really care don't realize that we're all humans. Like, it doesn't matter what race you are, doesn't matter any of that. Like, we're all humans. Like, and I don't understand why it's okay to do certain things to certain races. Like, I just don't understand it at all. And I'm just very sorry that you're having to go through this right now. The only advice I can give is really to be strong, and I know that's so hard because you're the child in the situation and you always look as your parents as the ones that should be strong, but in this situation you have to think of it as in your mom's shoes. Your mom just lost her husband, and yes, it's your father, but they've been together, I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing for a while. So she just lost her husband, and to live in the fear of you having to go through the same thing and not knowing exactly what's going to happen to you once you are taken, like, that's the scariest thing that you could ever think of, because she never, like, nobody knows what really happens unless you're going through it. So imagine living with that fear of not wanting to go outside, of not doing anything. And like I'm saying, this is so sad that this is our everyday now basis. But you just really have to be strong for her. You just have to let her know that you can't guarantee that everything's going to be okay, but you have to just kind of be there for her. You have to understand if she's kind of going through it one day, if she's not feeling the best one day. You just have to understand. And my only word of advice is to really be strong. And if you need anything, please let me know, because I promise you I will help in any type of way that I can. It's just so sad. And again, I'm so sorry, but I hope it gets better. And I don't think there is a way to get better with this situation, but I don't know. I just hope that you and your family can get over this. It's not. And I just hope that you and your family can stay safe and strong through this situation. Okay, so the next one, this one, it really was like so me, like, because I just had to deal with this, but you'll kind of get it once I say it. It says that I'm so scared to sending my child to school, knowing all the shootings and everything going on in the world right now. And this is another, like, I don't understand how this is our present, like, norm. Like, I don't understand it at all. I don't understand how school shootings are the new norm. Like, we can't go to school, we can't go to the movie theaters, we can't go to the Walmart anymore. Like, I don't understand it. We always have to be looking over our shoulder. We constantly have to be thinking of exit plans if something goes wrong. Like, I don't understand how that's our present day. But with this situation, I just had to go kind of through this. I mean, it wasn't my child, it was my little brother. But he started school last Thursday, yes. And as we're walking up, there's a police at the front of the school. And trust me, sure, that should make you feel safer because there's police. But at the same time, like, we're needing police at our elementary schools now. Like, I don't understand. Why did our world get to the point where we need policemen in the front of an elementary school? Like, how is that okay? How did that become our new norm? I don't understand. It's disgusting to me, because if you think about it, like, my little brother started kindergarten. You didn't say how old your child was, but I'm just gonna kind of speak on in the sense of in general, basically, because it's any type of grade now. It doesn't matter if you're going to elementary school, junior high, or high school. It doesn't matter. But in my situation with my little brother, he's starting kindergarten, and I was so scared to leave him. And that sounds so bad, because school is supposed to be another home, basically. Like, if you think about it, kids spend most of their day at school. Like, we spend like almost 8 to 9 hours at school. It kind of depends on which grade and everything like that, obviously. But like, that's where most of your day is. And to feel not safe at your own school is terrifying, because as an outsider now that I'm not currently in elementary school, junior high, or high school anymore, it's scary, because when I went to school, that was never a thought in my mind. It was never a thought in my mind, like, something might happen today. I might have to not go home today. Like, you get me? Like, that was never a thought in my mind. And now, growing up, that has to be a thought in your mind. It has to, because it has to come across your mind at some point. Like, not for my little brother, he's too young to understand, but if I was in, like, junior high, that'd be something I was scared of. I don't know. Like, movies, for instance. There was a shooting in the movies a few years ago. I think it was at the Batman showing. And now every single time I go to the movies, it's so sad to say this, but every time I go to the movies, I'm thinking of where's each exit, where's the fastest way I can get out of here, and basically what would be my exit plan. Like, if somebody came in from this way, like, how exactly would I handle the situation? It's so sad to think like this, but it's our present day norm. Like, we have to think like this. Like, it's so sad, and I don't understand it, but it is our truth. So, for your situation, it's gonna be hard to put your trust into everything, but you really just have to put your trust into that the school's going to take all the precautions necessary. It's going to be okay. You're going to see your child at the end of the day. Like, you just have to put your trust in. And I know that's so hard because with everything that's going on in the world now, but you just kind of have to do it, or else you're going to be worried for the rest of your life. Like, you have to just kind of live it day by day. You have to put your all into a day because you never know if it's your last, and you just kind of have to live it to the fullest, basically. But I understand it completely, and I hope you feel better anytime soon. Okay, so my next one is, I'm newly single and I don't know what to do. I miss my ex and I know that they aren't good for me, which is the reason for the breakup, but that's so hard. With this situation, I feel like this is so common for everybody after a breakup. Like, well, it kind of depends on the situations, obviously, but being newly single and missing your ex, and at the same time knowing that you're not supposed to be doing that, is one of the hardest things, because you know that it's not good for you and you know that you shouldn't be doing it or talking to them, is one of the hardest things, because for the X amount of how long you guys were together, that was like your rock. That was who you went to for everything. And I completely understand that. But when you're going through a newly breakup, you kind of have to sit back and remember the reason for the breakup. And here you're saying that they aren't good for you. I don't know how they're not good for you, but there's different ways of not being good for you. Either you guys weren't right for each other, there's mental, physical abuse, there's different situations, okay? Any situation that you're going through. If they're not good for you, you have to remember the reason. Every single time that you're sitting there being like, I miss them. Like, and it's okay to miss somebody as a human, because I don't expect you to lose the love that you have for them right off the bat. Like, that's just not gonna happen. I think you'll always have love for any of your exes for the rest of your life. That doesn't mean that you're in love with them, but it means that you have love for them. There's a difference of being in love and having love for the person. So I feel like in this situation, you have to remember that you aren't in love with them anymore, or else you would be with them unless something happened. But you have to remember that it's okay to still have love for the person, but that doesn't mean that you have to be with the person. So when you're sitting there being like, I miss them, like I really just want to talk to them, like that's the only person I want to talk to at the moment, you really have to sit there and just kind of think of the reason why you guys aren't together. There's always the reason why you aren't together. So my only word of advice is, once you are going through that, you just really have to think about the reason and think about how strong you are, because each day is its own day. You have to take it day by day. You can't be over it in 3 hours. Like, it just doesn't work like that. You have to take it day by day and really work on yourself. Like, mainly when you're newly single, I feel like that's the perfect opportunity to grow your self-love, to find different passions of yourself, find different hobbies that you like. Like, it's so, like, when you're newly single, you don't owe the world anything. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't owe anything. So just go do you. Go do things that you love to do. Go do things that make you happy. Just go do things for yourself. And that's the best way to kind of get over somebody, because by the time that you realize, like, oh my god, like, it's been X amount of months and I'm completely fine. Like, if you just take it day by day and start implementing things in your life that make you happy and make you so, like, you get me? Like, you're gonna have your down moments, but that's okay. It's completely fine. So just kind of focus on yourself. Remember the reason why you guys broke up, and you will be just fine. Just remember that time heals all, and you'll get through it. And like I said, if you need anything, let me know, and I will be more than happy to help you in any type of way I can. Okay, so my last one is so relatable. And I feel like it's relatable for a few different people in the world right now, like around our age, if you are around my age. But basically saying that they're starting their own business and that they're nervous of what people might think, and they're scared of it not working out. And this is so relevant for so many people nowadays. If you are starting your own business, if you're doing anything that's kind of out of the box currently, like, it's so scary because at the same time it is kind of a normal now for people to be wanting to be their own boss, to be wanting to start their own business, for different things like that. But it's still not normal in the sense that we still need other jobs at the same time. Like, I consider my YouTube technically my job. I don't think of it as like, oh my god, my job, because I love doing it. You can love doing your business, but at the same time it is your job because there is certain things that you have to do for it. So I don't know what type of business you're opening up, but you're saying that you're scared of what people might think. I can relate so much. You never know what people are really thinking about it. You never know what people are really saying about it, because they could be telling you that they love it and you're doing so great, but at the same time they could be going to their group of friends and talking crap about you. Like, you never really know what people are going to think of it. And that's one of the scariest things in the world nowadays, because it's a fear of all of ours. Like, you're not telling me you don't care what people think of you. I don't believe you, because I don't. I think about what people think about me. I care about what people think about me. And that's so sad, because you shouldn't care about what people think about you. But at the same time, our world now is so around social media and what everybody has, that you're judged all the time. Even if you don't care, you're still judged. So it's hard. I understand. My word of advice is to kind of just stop caring. Stop really caring about what people are thinking. If you love it, then do it because you love it. Don't do it because you want people to think that you're cool for doing it. Do things that you love because you want to do them. Simple as that. If you're doing something that you love, at the end of the day, you're going to want to keep doing it because you love it. Just because you get one bad comment doesn't mean that you're going to stop doing it completely or anything like that. And then you said that you're scared of it not working out. Trust me, it's a constant fear of my own. It's a constant fear of me putting all this work into something and it not doing anything. Like, it's just going to stay. And it is a fear because I hope to turn this into my job. I hope that will happen one day to my full-time job, or something like that, or this will blossom into something else. But you never know what's going to happen. You never know if it's going to flourish. You never know if you're actually going to ever succeed in it. But like I said, if you love it, then it was never a waste of time because you loved it. If you are ever scared of it not working out, like, let's say you're starting either like a clothing brand or anything like that, like, let's say you're starting a store, basically, there is a little fear in it not working out, because if you put money into a certain thing, like, that's so scary of it not working out because that was your own money. But at the same time, you live and learn. You have to just kind of, sometimes you just have to take a leap into it and pray that it'll work out, because nobody will know if it'll really work out. It could either blow up and be like one of the biggest things in the world and you succeed, or you could literally like make no money and have no followers, do nothing. But at the same time, you have to view it as you were doing this for yourself and because you loved it, so it wasn't a waste of time. So that's how I kind of think of it, because I love doing this. I love YouTube. I love doing everything that I'm doing. So it wouldn't be a waste of my time. I wouldn't look back and be like, why did I spend all that money and all that time onto that? Like, do you get me? Like, it's because I love it. So it would never be a waste to me. So I think you have to think of it like that. If you don't love what you're trying to start or do, then it's not the thing for you. Don't do it, because you're not going to succeed because you don't love it. Do you get me? So find what you're passionate about. If you want to start your own business, find what your deepest passion is and turn that into a business. And it'll blow up because you're passionate about it, because you love it. So that's my word of advice, basically. You're just going to go all in, and if it fails, it fails. It was meant to fail. You get me? Like, it was meant to be. But that's kind of my word of advice. Again, if any of you guys need a person to talk to, let me know. I'd be more than happy to. If any of you guys watching, any of the viewers, have any opinions on any of the topics I went over in this video, comment them down below so that they'll get double the amount of kind of opinions and support in different types of ways. And yeah, I loved this video idea. I hope to do more in the future, so If you would like more, please give this a thumbs up so I know that this is something that you guys like, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Please make sure you guys are subscribing, liking, and commenting, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.